Okay, let's talk a little bit about autoplay. Most of you who have flash drives have seen autoplay, but let's go ahead and look at what it does anyways. Let me go ahead and plug my flash drive in. Oh, you see a little bit of some sound there. We give a little notification telling us the device drivers are installing. And we'll give it a moment and you should see the autoplay pop up. There we go, autoplay. You can see we have a number of options. Open the folder, use this drive for backup, speed up system, view more options in the control panel as well. Okay, these are your options, but that is autoplay. Depending on what type of operating system you have, it could look a little bit different. I know XP looks a little bit different, so that's your autoplay. Okay. Let's go ahead. This is the folder windows. Let's talk a little. Let's talk about that a little bit. This is your general Windows Explorer. You can see on the left-hand side we have the navigation pane, which we have our different drives. I mentioned the C, the D, and the E. This is my flash drive, by the way. These are your libraries, which we'll talk about here. Libraries essentially give you the ability to group files together. Again, I just mentioned a library, collection of items such as files and folders assembled for various locations. Really what this does is it gives you the ability to access multiple folders at one time. For instance, let me give you for instance. Let's say that you have music stored on multiple locations on your PC or potentially on a network drive, and you don't feel like clicking into different folders. What you can do is you can actually come to your music here, go to the properties, and you can actually include more folders if you wish to. I can hit include folder. I can come to different places. I can look around and I can add a new folder. That's what a library is. Okay. All right. Let's talk about adding a folder. I'll give you an example. If I want to add a folder, there's a couple different ways. One is I can right-click and hit New Folder, or I can come to the top here and click on. Let's go to my documents here and click on New Folder. You can see automatically what happens. It's how it has blue. And the reason is that it's looking for me to name it. I can go ahead and name it Test. Okay, and I can then move files around depending upon how I feel like moving, how I move files directly into this location. This is again the same place I just showed you a moment. This gives you a listing of all the different drives here: C drive, D drive, your E drive, and my flash drive. Okay. One tool I want to talk about is a snipping tool. It's a new tool that actually was added within Windows 7. It's a very useful tool. Let me go ahead and show you how the snipping tool works. If you go to your Start button and go to All Programs and go to Accessories and then go to Snip, you click on this, it automatically gives you the option of creating a snip. Now I have it set. You can see here rectangular, freeform, window. Window does the whole thing, full screen or freeform. I have set for rectangular. So what I would do is, let's say I wanted to get just this little area. I could create this, and at this point I can then make a picture file out of this. I can go to File, I can go to Save As, and I can save it as a PNG folder file, a GIF, a JPEG, or a single HTML, depending on how I want to save it. So that's with the snipping tool. For those of you who might be familiar with Snagit, I can save files. Those of you who might be familiar with Snagit, this is actually the tool, a freeware version of Snagit. Though Snagit does have a few more options. Okay, you can see these are the four types of snips: freeform, rectangular, window snip, and full screen snip. As you might have read throughout the book, Windows was referred to as a graphical user interface, or a GUI. That was introduced by Macintosh as well as by Windows. I mentioned this in a previous lecture on the basic computing system. Okay. Of course, these are the different parts: the icons, the desktop, the data management. These are different things that the operating system does give you. I think we're all relatively comfortable with what these are. Okay, let's talk about the Windows 7 Getting Started feature. It's a task center group of links to tools that can help you get started with your new computer.